Okay, raise your hand if it's the afternoon. Raise your hand if it's still morning. My people. All right? So how has everybody been enjoying Everfree Northwest so far? 10 years, guys. We've been doing this stuff for 10 years. Can we make some noise for Everfree once again? It's crazy because this was the first convention I ever went to of anything. And my wife, Sarah, who's sitting in the audience as well, we road tripped up to the first Everfree Northwest back in 2012. And I remember I had no idea what was going on, to the point where I was like, I'm just going to go stand in a line and it's going to take me somewhere. So I stood in a line, and they're like, oh, whose autograph are you going to get? I'm like, this is an autograph line? That's awesome! And I get to the front, and they go, voucher? And I'm like, what's a voucher? Awesome! And then I got out of line. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I still don't, 10 years later. But it's wild kind of seeing the evolution, not just for myself at these conventions, but seeing the fandom evolve, seeing these conventions evolve, seeing the Bronies React series evolve. And that's what this panel is, Bronies React. So thank you all for coming out to the Bronies React panel. Oh, you're buttering me up already. I like that. So I'm going to be bringing up some good friends of mine here on stage. And, yeah, we're going to just be kind of going over Q&A. That's going to be a big focus of this panel. We love answering questions. They could be random questions. They could be for any of the individuals that are going to be on up here, whether it's involving Bronies React or their work or our thoughts on, who knows, whatever you guys come up with. We enjoy interacting a lot with all of you. So without further ado, how about I bring some people up here? Sound good? Yeah? Oh, actually, before I begin. Let me, there we go. Now I'm in the camera shot there. What do you guys think? Does this look pretty good? I was walking around downtown like an hour ago, and people were like, 20%, thank you. All right, let's see here. Who do we have back here that we can welcome to the stage? Why don't we make things glisten? How about that? Let's bring up Silver Quill. Hello. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent.
See?
Oh, I'm echoing. There we go.
There you go. You look different than usual.
Well, you know, this place ages you.
It sure does. Well, welcome to the fray.
Thank you.
Why don't we also bring up, let's see, how about one of those pillars we were talking about earlier, the one of loyalty. He's got the tattoo, Dustykatt. And now let's bring up to the stage, how about Paleosteno? I'm literally holding this chair because I want this one. I'm Rainbow Dash. Okay, so this is the funniest thing in the world because, yeah, I totally did what I just realized. Folks, if you would please welcome to the stage, Saber Podium Spark.
If they told me there was a hat involved, I would have tried harder, all right?
Next time, maybe. So Saberspark will be our moderator for the day. Remember, when you answer your questions, do it ferociously. And hi, Saber.
I want this.
You want that?
Do you want me to sit down?
That's fine. That's fine. I don't know if
sit down? I'll sit down.
No, you do what you do.
Here, I'll have my option here.
There you go. All right. So, without further ado, folks, you guys want to get the Q&A going here? Good answer, because I was only going to accept yes.
It's so hilarious that Saber's sitting there because like he originally was going to change his name to Professor Pony in the beginning of the fandom, so he's our like professor.
I was gonna be Professor Pony, but the name was taken. And but for some reason, I was like, okay, let's start changing my name. And I went to Xbox Live and made myself Prof Pony. And then I forgot about that. And I'll get Xbox message me sometime being like, Prof Pony, your Xbox Live subscription is about to expire. I'm like,
See,
oh,
now
yeah,
I
Prof
got to
Pony.
adjust all my cameras for this
Am I
moment.
in the way?
But we already have question. No, you're good. Question number 1, hit us with it.
Okay, this is somewhat of a special one. It's actually multiple questions, but maybe you can speed run it. What does the AC stand for? How do I get on
Antichrist.
How do I get on Bronies React? How do I get on Bronies React? Are you going to do a react to the latest special? Who is best pony? And can you tell the story about how you met Lauren Force at the elevator?
Yes, no, sometimes, and I'm sorry, I missed most of those questions. The AC?
It involved balloons.
Oh, that's why he's balloon. Ooh, nice glasses. Aren't those sweet?
They are amazing.
They're sweet.
Very clear.
Where's Christian? Christian hooked me up with these things.
These are
I
cool.
think, don't you have like other goodies? Oh, yeah, thanks.
Because you realize those are hindsight glasses.
Okay, so what does the AC stand for? I think Saber answered that one already, but the actual answer is it's Acorn Cafe. It's from the Chippendale Rescue Ranger fandom, because that's what I thought I was gonna make videos all about, and I made one. And then My Little Pony happened, and
That went out the window.
The rest is history. What were your other questions? I'm sorry.
How do I get on Bronies React?
How do you get on Bronies React?
$20 per month.
I mean, yeah,
It's a subscription service now.
it's a subscription based.
Yes.
Look, guys, it's
Ever
tough
since he
times.
merged with HBO Max.
It
it's
is.
been-
Dang.
If you saw the viewer numbers for Ready Player Dumb, subscription
several.
service.
There are several of them.
Several of them. Yeah. Several people.
That's right.
I always thought the word several meant 7, and my English teacher hated me for that, where I'm like, it's several. 7 people.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
several.
But the shortened answer of that is I always tell people just make stuff. Make stuff. Make an impact on the community.
Get one of those cool hats like Dusty has.
By the way, I want to give a shout out because this is Flynn, who's done a whole bunch of like meme stuff with us. If you remember the photo of all of us sitting at BronyCon, and Gabe's like, I wish that I could be in this picture, and he edited Gabe's face on everyone's photo.
Yeah, I love that. That was great.
So this is Flynn. Can we get a round of applause for Flynn, please? Yeah. What were your other questions? Since
Are you going to do a react to the latest special?
Already in process. He's had my footage for 2 months.
I still got to do my footage tomorrow.
I wish you were kidding. You said you were going to give me your footage before the
You should know by now that I suck.
So
I do.
it's
That's
your
fair.
fault. I've forgotten everything I've said.
Dude, I'm the worst.
I know.
And here's the thing is that I'll
Are you going to make me fly down there and beat you?
Yes, please.
You need an excuse?
Just spank this blank
Yes,
blank.
yes, I need an excuse. I need permission from his woman.
Go for it.
Would it help
And
if I chipped it?
that's going to be a wrap on the panel, so thank you
Yeah,
all
we're
for
done.
coming out. I don't even know. See, had Dusty not said that, this is the part where I go, who wants us to react to the special? And you guys go, Is that all you guys got? Come on, convince me. All right. Yes, I was on the plane actually editing it, and I just have an omission in every spot where I go, insert Saberspark here.
It'll be my obituary.
It's going to be printed on your tombstone. Insert Saberspark.
Putting the B in obituary.
I also want to briefly apologize to the AV staff because they asked us, they're like, is everything good? And I went, yeah, everything's great. And then at the last second, Paleo and I both agreed that we somehow counted 6. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we both can't count.
I think I was counting Sarah as well. You
Where's
might have-
Sarah? Sarah, where are you?
Sarah.
Sarah, she's not here, not here.
Because like Sarah's part of the Bronies React, so.
She's right there in the aisle seat waving, not willing to stand
Sarah!
up. She's like, I do not want to be associated. Did you have any more?
I know Gabe isn't here, but who is best pony?
Who's best pony? Hey, Dusty.
I'll get you Dude, you're gonna get hurt badly.
Paley, who's best pony?
Twilight.
The one that gets me the most views, which is Fluttershy.
Saber, who's best pony?
Sunset Shimmer.
Dusty, who's who's best pony?
Rainbow Dash.
Rainbow Dash. I didn't think we were going all the way, but we sure did.
This is why I did the podium.
I like that the table
Dusty,
came
can I have
with
your
us.
hat?
Can we get a shout out for the great AV staff here at Everfree Northwest? Oh.
He said it was going to hurt.
I honestly thought that you were going to like psych it. Like, I'm not going. And then
Dusty,
next thing
can
I
I
know,
psych it? Do
Me?
you know him?
Really? Psych it?
I don't know why. I assumed too
You
much.
got a bone
That-
sticking out of your elbow.
Should we get a shout out for the ambulance you need to call?
Woo!
Are
How's
there-
everyone doing at Everfree Northwest? Thank you so much for all of your dangerous questions, Flynn, and thanks again for all the fun over the years.
Thank you.
Thank you. All the way out from Germany, right? Yeah. Germany! Woo!
I just saw him last month.
Okay, here goes nothing. Okay, first off, I'm extremely nervous because first of all, I was like 5 minutes late to this panel, so I apologize for that.
I was noticing that.
This
You
is
wanna-
going down on your permanent record.
Didn't want to bring it up, but since you did, you know.
What is it? Permanent records scared the hell out of me as a kid, right? Quicksand, permanent records, climate change.
And I'm also nervous for this reason. I will try my best to ask this question without stuttering like I did last year, Saber.
I stutter all the time. Don't you worry about it. We come in all shapes and sizes and stutters.
Yeah.
Winston Churchill used to be a stutterer.
And I'm also nervous because that first person stole the question that I was going to ask because I was too slow to the microphone. So I'm just going to
ask the question with more finesse. and
Okay,
we'll give you an answer more finesse.
okay, I'm just going to wing it here.
Do it.
Because like it's
Pegasus joke.
typical race. Okay. I guess this is like I guess I'll do like a G5 version. Who is best pony? I don't know.
Zip.
Izzy.
Zip.
Izzy.
Which one? Which pony's name was Easy?
Easy. Oh, well, it's easy to name best pony.
Oh,
'cause it's
Izzy. I thought you said Easy. Izzy Company.
Did you answer?
For what now? Is G5 ponies?
Favorite G5?
G5.
I like Piff.
Piff?
Piff.
The Stay Puff.
No, what's
Piff.
the one that with the phone? Piff.
Pip.
Pip's my favorite.
Saber, you are exhausting.
He's having an epiphany.
I'm exhausting. Did my mother put you up to this?
Well, thank you for your question. See, that worked out just great.
Okay.
So Izzy, Zip,
Zip.
Zip.
Piff. Got it. That's true. That's true.
That is true. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
I bruised my elbow. Yeah, how are you doing?
Look at him putting on a strong face. Right now
doing
he's
all
like
right.
actually in immense pain. He's like, the show must go on.
And that actually leads into my question.
Oh.
How are you all doing, first of all?
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, not
Doing
bad.
well, thank you for
Oh,
asking.
Besides
great.
the internal bleeding.
Yeah,
besides
broken
bleeding.
elbow aside, things are great.
6 foot above ground is a great day.
You're 6 feet tall.
I'm 6'2".
Whoa! So your head's gonna stick out of the ground when you die.
I
it's
know.
Gonna, it's got a diglet.
Let's go.
Is that a rock? No, it's Dusty's head.
I'm gonna be a tree when I die.
Pretty good. Pretty,
Also wanna give some,
pretty good.
I also want to give some love to one of the more underappreciated member of this panel, the podium.
It's true.
Also, last question. How is it like collabing with other people? I find it hard for me to put myself out there. Was doing it in pony form one of the first times you've done some major collabs, or have you done other things prior to that?
I guess outside of like when school teachers would be like, all
Force
right,
you.
everyone pair up, and you're like, oh no.
Can I share a quick story actually about that? When I was in 5th grade, I had a crush on a girl called Hannah Imler. All right.
Hannah, are you here?
Hannah? Hannah Banana, are you there? No, but this is a core memory where the teacher was pairing us up, and I actually got Hannah as my partner. Did
you call her
she
Hannah
literally
Banana?
went, no! And started crying. I'm like, so this is what it is. This is my life. So
I came out
I don't
of
clap often after that.
Yes. I came out of Furry Fandom back in the day, and I was part of a group called Furry Night Live, which we put on stage plays and things like that at different conventions. But one of the most biggest thing we did was we made a samurai movie, and trying to get 30 people together at some off place with all the stuff we needed to do, plus costuming, plus weaponry, plus all. It was amazingly hard back in the day because we didn't have Discord or any of those things.
I'm trying to organize 8 people to get to dinner, and it's
Yeah,
difficult.
and it's hard. And it's
And that
hard.
movie,
And the
Last
thing is,
Samurai.
you just have to keep at it. You just have to keep calling the people. Okay, we're going to do this at my house, and we're going to write the script and blah blah blah. You have to keep on it. You have to be a project manager, basically. If you're going to do a collab with somebody and you're going to be the lead on it, you have to be a project manager. So you have to like lay out what needs to get done when, and just keep on people. And
So
if-
that's what you had to do in the
yeah,
samurai?
we had to keep on people like that, and it came out great. It's still on YouTube to this day.
What's it called?
It's called Under the Same Sky, but
AKA The Last Samurai.
no. It's called Under the Same Sky, but there was a movie that came out after we did our thing, so that's the main thing on YouTube. So if you put Under the Same Sky fursuits, then you'll find
Is
it.
that the one where you're walking around in the flower garden?
Yes.
That's cool. You should have admit that to me back in like 2012, and I was like, what's a furry? And
And
it's
now
my
you are
job.
one. Yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of what Dusty said is on point. It, like, for me, I think the first collaboration I did was actually with a group of friends in high school, where for whatever reason I decided to write a script for a movie, and then I'm like, I'm putting all my friends in the roles, and somehow we actually did it. Like, we actually filmed it, and at times you have like 8 people part of this. Okay, 4 people are available today, so what scenes can we shoot? 4 people are this, and that's a lot harder when you're doing in-person stuff. With the Bronies React stuff, luckily it's not requiring all of us to get together for this, so I'm able to work around people's schedules a lot easier. Most people's schedules.
You'll never get me.
I think he's going to gather us all together just to force Saberspark in front of a camera.
That's my other channel.
That'd be great. We see him tied to a chair.
That's
in
my
a group
other
of-
channel.
Okay, so I'd never done YouTube videos before My Little Ponies. So I will say in high school, where they say, "Oh, it's going to be a group project," that means like one person did all the work and everyone else took the credit. This one was more balanced, but it's always varied by the person. Some people are really passionate and they have their act together and they know what they want. Other folks they think that this is just going to be an easy in, and I've canceled some collabs on that. I've said, you know what, we got to call this off. It's going to be awful. And I found that usually 2 to 3 people, you can work pretty easy going. When
What
it
are you
When
doing?
it balloons into
Sorry.
a higher quantity, it's
I'm
amazing.
sorry. It's just,
What? Are you trying to eat your podium?
No, I'm listening. Do you feel like there's a part of like there's that initial? I'm like the podium. You ever feel like there's the initial the kind of like the stars in your eyes of working with people, and then you kind of find your self-worth and you learn you don't have to say yes to everyone. You can start to have your own sense of I can turn you down. I don't have to say yes to everyone because there's a part of me that feels kind of guilted, like I should say yes, and it's like you don't have to. You can pick your battles. That's important, and also have a notion of self-worth. The podium's the best Bronies React member.
But that's true. Early on, I said yes to a lot of collabs close together. It slowed things down, but it was fun to work with all these folks and to play off one another. But as things became bigger, you do become a project manager. You do have to hound people for resources. You do have to say, hey, are we set that we can still make this deadline? If we can't, here's what we can do to change it. And sometimes people don't always want to listen. I've learned my limitations as a, quote, leader working on collabs.
All right, well, thank you for your question.
thank you for answering.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yes.
We've got cam reception going on, yeah.
Hello.
All right, so to address something that I stated a while back, 2016, to be precise. I was actually getting a bit tired of, especially at that early age, when people were pretty much not giving Flurry a chance.
The ice cream?
2016 when they were giving Flurry Heart a chance.
Flurry heart. Oh.
By the way, if it helps, you can adjust the mic up a little bit.
That's why I kind of asked you guys to be a bit, try to be a bit light.
You're doing just fine. So we're talking about Flurry Heart and giving Flurry Heart. That's Cadence's kid, right?
Yes.
The one that was born Alicorn. Spoilers, I'm sorry. But, wait, so are you a Flurry Heart fan? I wasn't talking to you, guard. Get outside the door now.
Yes.
All right, are you a Flurry Heart fan?
In a way.
In a way? Okay, cool. No, I mean, were people hard on Flurry Heart? I know I was. I saw the baby and I'm like, gross.
You were very hard.
I was. I was like Rugrats flashback.
Well, here's the weird chain of events right after a Canterlot wedding. Hasbro decides to market out these baby ponies. One of them is named Skyla.
Oh, remember Skyla?
It's the picture on the box is Sweetie Belle with Cadence's color scheme and Luna's regalia. So I was thinking, oh God, is Skyla going to be an Alicorn baby? So the stage was kind of set against Flurry before we even knew about it.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the funny thing about like the first 3 seasons, if you count Luna's restoration, we had a new Alicorn per season of what used to be a very exclusive thing.
Wait, can you give me a rundown?
Okay, season 1, Luna comes back. We got an Alicorn. Season 2, Cadence is introduced. We got an inexplicable Alicorn. Season 3 ends with Twilight becoming an Alicorn, and the fandom doth rage. And then we get a little break in for a few seasons. Not a whole lot of new Alicorns, but a lot of new characters. Then boom, baby Alicorn. And
Season 6, yeah.
That's season 6. So we actually had a lot of Alicorns right out of the gate. Bum, 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 bum. And I think everyone got kind of tired of having another Alicorn in the show. And so, but was the stage set against her? Partially, but sometimes the way we appreciate a character isn't always with putting a spotlight and putting them on a pedestal. I kind of like the idea of Flurry Heart, Destroyer of Nations. I really love the idea that she could be the great destroyer with these adorable eyes and the boom.
And then later in the last season, you see the stained glass of Flurry Heart saves the world. Right?
She ascended. I wonder if her wings kept growing though.
She had 2 wings.
Yeah.
4 wings.
Because then she can't get through a doorway.
Yes.
The things that we don't consider, guys. I mean, oh my god.
Thank you for your question.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Secondly, I earlier this year watched Toys That Made Us, and I wanted to ask, how did that come about, Race?
How did the sorry, which one was that?
Toys That Made Us.
The Toys That Made Us. I was, gosh, now I'm trying to, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, this TV appearance was that. I remember getting contacted from the show in regards to like, hey, I think they were partially looking for people that were like in the area, and my name had popped up because it was a bit in proximity to where things were being filmed. So they hit me up in regards to like, hey, would you be available to come out? And I was able to go out there, and it's funny because those shows, what they wanted me to come in was to offer like a fandom perspective, but obviously Toys That Made Us, it's more about the toy creators and the toys themselves and toy collectors. But they were interested in the fandom that kind of was generated around this as well. And I must have been interviewed for close to 45 minutes. And just to prove that I can talk and say nothing, I think they used like 30 seconds of what I said. But that's just the nature of those kind of shows. It was fun. It was fun talking about it. They're like, oh, tell us about this BronyCon. Like, what happens there? And I'm like, I can only tell you so much. But for what I can disclose. But yeah, it was neat. It was neat being in that room, a room that I had seen previously from the show, and just being like, oh, so this is it. The toys lining the back wall. It's not a green screen. They actually have all their toys set up back there. So yeah, that was it was a neat experience to be part of that, be brought in. Kind of an honor. So I was like, cool. Thank you for having me in here. So yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Bizarre.
Oh, stop it. All right. So, ever since I started creating content, which is why I'm holding this, I've noticed I've gone back to a lot of videos I used to watch with a different outlook, because it used to be, oh, this is so cool, and now it's, oh my gosh, this must have been a nightmare to make. And so, watching Bronies React, I wanted to ask you, what are some of the most, as far as like editing the episodes, what's some of the worst ones you've had, or like one of the ones where you were making it and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is never gonna end?
Honestly, the actual editing process usually is not so straining. Well, I say not so straining. I'm used to it by now. But it's the process itself. Since I signed myself up for it, I think the mentality alone going into it is like, all right, let's go do this. Sometimes it's daunting just to start. Like, just knowing I have this huge project ahead, and it's like, all right. But once I start, the wheels start rolling. The bigger issues, and I'm trying to remember, I can't remember which React this was, but I've had two problems before. One was copyright related, where I was like, uh-oh, like I have to work around this now, and that's never fun. So those, like trying to edit things to the point where YouTube's like, okay, now you're good. You used one last second of footage. Now you're great. And also, there was one time where I had I had lost the editing file. I forget if I had a hard drive go bad or something at the wrong time, but yeah. So I was like, I had already kind of like begun. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to start over. That was the worst. I was like, oh no.
I've done that with the recording before.
It's
like,
terrible.
Yeah, because I recorded for like an hour, and I was like, I recorded on the wrong mic.
Yeah. Oh. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. So that would probably be my answer to that. The actual editing process, like the most daunting ones, are the ones where we have, a lot of people in for the movie reacts, because those ones are longer than our typical ones. And then we usually have more people. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, I have 20 hours of footage just from Gabe. And it's like, oh my God. So yeah. But yeah, I've always found just like getting started, that always helps kind of alleviate the pain of looking at what I have to do. It's like, just jump in and start doing it. So, yeah.
So basically you're telling me to stop procrastinating.
Stop procrastinating.
Okay, thanks. I needed that.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. I have less of a question, more of a request. I heard and saw that Gabe is on America's Got Talent right now.
Yes. Yes.
And I don't know if you had anything planned for this, but we were wondering if maybe it would be cool if you have time to just take a very quick, like, good luck Gabe video of everybody.
Okay, so actually, it's funny you mentioned this, there's two sides. So first off, were people aware that Gabe was on America's Got Talent? Yeah. So Gabe actually has done his semifinal performance and technically has been eliminated, but there is a but, and this is where this request can still be filled. America's Got Talent does something where after the end of all the cuts, they're going to have a wild card selected by the judges. And their decisions are based off of requests coming from people on social media. And while I'm thinking what we might do is do this tomorrow before the Who's Line.
Right.
Where what I want to do is basically I'll be on stage here and be like, hey, America's Got Talent. I think I got some people that want to see the Brown Brothers as the wild card, and I'm going to want everyone to go nuts. All right? Even if you don't want Gabe to be the wild card, I want you to go nuts. So yes, there is still a chance. I was actually at Gabe's live performance on that night. And I've said this already on social media, but I am so proud of what he and Nate did on stage there. Everything that they performed, it was all live. And because even the producers were like, we can like record all the instrumentals, and Nate was like, well, no, that's the whole point. We're going to do this. So everything that they did, as far as I'm concerned, I'm like, they did everything they needed to do. It came down to the votes. But maybe we can put a little spice into that wild card selection. So let's do that tomorrow. Who's Line is going to be at 3 o'clock. Who's going to be here at Who's Line? Great. So I like that request. Good idea.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Hello.
Hi, what's up? This is crazy. I'm for Canyon. I'll try to make this quick, but I just want to express to you guys how much I appreciate you, and I know it probably makes your guys' gut churn. You hear it all the time. Good. That's good. That's why you guys are here, right? And I say that because you guys made my childhood, and I found out about you guys thanks to the Equestria Girls Bronies React. And I so vaguely remember watching it. I only remember a few scenes. I remember the soccer ball hitting Solarak's head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was just great. I was like 11 at the time. Now I'm 20, though.
This is where I shrivel up.
If I may, first off, very sweet. Absolutely love you. Thank you. You ever see Saving Private Ryan?
No.
You know at the very end where he ages from like being in World War II to an old man? Yeah, that's right.
no.
It's happening right now. You made
Right now.
my childhood. It's like,
You're 20 years younger than me.
Whoa. That actually,
Dusty's like 90. You look good.
that actually reminds me of this one ASDF movie. Like, you know that, right? ASDF movie or something?
Of course I am, you
Yeah,
youngster.
It's like, what did you get for your birthday? I got old. And it turned into an old man.
Well, thank you for your support, by the way, because I know I've seen your name around on our videos and whatnot. So thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Just a really quick question, though. This is for Saber and Paleo, I guess. Are you guys ever going to bring it back, the Brony Breakdown?
Maybe we might do a reunion tour.
A reunion?
We're like Aerosmith. We're like 70 years old, and it'll be like.
How many people knew
Fall
what
off the
Brony
stage and break
Breakdown
your
was?
hip,
Right.
and, yeah.
What was that, Paleo?
I was asking like how many people knew what Brony Breakdown was.
Brony Breakdown.
Brony
Yeah.
Breakdown.
Pony podcast. Right.
'Cause-
Yeah, maybe we can do just a quick little one-off like G5 return, maybe something.
Yeah,
Why not?
because what we did with Brony Breakdown is like we take stuff like that people have made in the fandom and like showcase it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We took their credit.
Yeah, it's really
Because
cool.
there's been quite a few like G5 fan-made stuff that is coming out recently.
It's kind of
so.
cool just to kind of like, okay, we were there for G4. What's going on with G5?
Yeah,
So
next
maybe.
generation. Yeah, I think it's really good because it helps support the newer music, I guess, and the next generation as well. So it'd be cool to see, even if just a little bit.
Just a little bit. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank
No,
you for
thank
making us
you.
feel old.
Thank you.
Yes.
You go back to
Thank
your
you. Thank
daycare,
you.
you zoomer.
I'm still 11. I don't know what you're all talking
I have a
about.
question for ACRacebest.
Hello.
How do you meet with Toodles, your girlfriend, your wife?
What was that? I'm sorry?
How do you meet Toodles?
How did I meet Toodles? First off, tell everybody where you're from.
Thailand.
Thailand, everybody. Thank you for coming out. Hey, Sarah, do you want to come tell the story of how we met? No, she's like, no, I don't. I don't want to remember it. So remember where the AC came from? Acorn Cafe. That's also where Sarah and I met. We were both on this fan forum for Chippendale Rescue Rangers, and a couple of the people there, like, it was something where we were posting like every day, goofing off every day. And there was also like this MSN Messenger group that would get together every night, and people would just be talking about whatever. And Sarah and I were both part of that messenger group, and then eventually there would be times where like other people kind of break away from it and just have their own personal conversations. And Sarah and I just started talking and talking and talking and talking, and we got to know each other really well. Just no voice communication, just all through text. At one point, my mom was like, "How do you know that you're talking to, who you think you're talking to?" And it could just be like a 60-year-old man, and I'm like, maybe.
My name's Toodles.
And yeah, I actually, what's fun is that when Sarah and I finally were going to meet for the first time, it was at a camp. We were both counselors at a camp. And this was kind of, since it was a long distance relationship, we were both doing our best to like convince our parents, like, whatever makes you all comfortable with this, because we have it figured out, but whatever you guys want. And so it was a camp that Sarah's family also worked at. And so I was like, yeah, let's go over. I'll be a counselor. And it was at that camp, meeting Sarah for the first time, also the first time I ever heard her voice. So yeah, so it was like a year and a half maybe after we had met that I actually heard your voice for the first time. So yeah, it was. We didn't like webcam or anything because she was afraid that her parents were gonna walk in and I was gonna be dancing around in my underwear or something. I don't know.
Some enchanted evening.
I'm lighting a candle.
Find your true love.
As people have seen, me lighting fire in my room has not turned out good.
No.
Bronies React. So, but yeah, thank you for the question, and Sarah, thanks for sticking around with me. Yeah.
One question.
Yeah.
Have any one of you visited Thailand before?
Have any of us been to Thailand?
I've been to Taiwan, but not Thailand. It's close.
Sorry, I haven't been yet.
Not there.
I have not.
Yet.
They have a wonderful pony convention, I hear.
Yes, they have Sea Pony Con and,
Sea Pony Con.
and also Michelle Krieber attend.
Yeah, Michelle?
Mm-hmm.
Also, can you sign this one for me?
Oh, can we sign it?
Sign.
If we can't after the panel,
After the panel.
we'll get you.
Let everyone sign.
Yes,
we will.
Yep.
Yep, catch us over there.
Thank you so much for coming from Thailand. Yes.
Hello, now I have to ask, at your ripe old age, there are many things you have to think of. So, what is the best way to, once your pony is no longer older, turn it into glue? And what is 9 plus 10?
Ask Granny Smith. Up to the glue factory for Applejack's Arts and Crafts.
I feel like I just got dissed, and I don't know how badly.
Well, look at it this way. You brought up MSN Messenger. That's
Yeah, pretty much.
Silver Quill's hair fell off literally on the table.
You've got mail.
Yeah, I went. Since the start of this panel, I've gone balder.
Breaking Bad.
You got work to do. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Wait.
Genetics are weird, right?
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Wait, so your hat fashion is coming back in style, I've
It is.
noticed.
Is it?
Yeah, I've
bucket
seen
hats.
it around. I've seen it around my town, and you've been true blue to that hats for like the decade.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Since,
Jax has been getting bucket hats.
2014 when I first.
Are you going to
attended
be like
Everfree.
seeing other folks wear it, and you're like posers?
Well, when you're as big of a fan of spearmint as you are, I mean,
You're not familiar with bleach?
I drink it all the time.
Anyways,
I remember hot dog on a stick.
Before I forget.
That's my stripper name.
If you did not do Bronies React race, where would you guys be?
oh my goodness. If we didn't do Bronies React, where would we be? They would all probably be happier.
Right. I wouldn't have deadlines.
Is this a Bronies React Christmas special in the works? Like,
Oh, it's like Scrooge.
It's like Scrooge.
Well, it's got like It's a Wonderful Life.
It's wonderful.
Well,
I want to be a Bronies React again. I want to be in G5.
I'm alive.
I'm alive.
who would be Tiny Tim?
Tiny Tim's not in A Wonderful Life. Paleo's Tiny Tim.
Paleo's Tiny.
He's got a little stick in the
Where would
corner.
Paleo be at this point?
Yeah,
It's not good.
Paleo, God bless. No, atheist bless us, one and all.
I don't. I mean, it's. Gosh, I don't know. Honestly, I've always been amazed at where the series has gotten us to begin with. Where, like, when I started it, I'm like, oh, this will be funny. When I contacted Dusty way back in the day as a, hey, I have this idea. You want to be part of it? And to see how that took off, never could I have guessed where that went. And just to see the support over the years has been phenomenal for the series and for all the folks that I work with and seeing the support for their personal works. It really is what keeps the drive going is all of you. And I mean, it's so hard to answer that. Like, I don't know how involved I would have gotten with conventions. If cons would have been like, this guy is weird, which I am, and I think they figured that out by now. But I snuck in just in time. But yeah, I don't know. That's why I know that it's very likely I wouldn't really know any of you, which is weird to think.
Pretty much, yep.
I know you probably from a distance. I'd be like, where? What's happening? Yeah, that's a deep question.
So for Saberspark, but I wasn't there for the podcast.
I need it.
Yeah, I wasn't there for the podcast, but with me hearing all the stories of your youth, I thought, you ever consider doing like some like story time things for your YouTube channel?
Do drunk recap, which is not a story time whatsoever. So I've thought of it. I don't know. I don't think I'm interesting enough to do story times. But I don't know. Also, I'm not an artist. Also, I'm a charlatan. So I don't know. Maybe someday as an experiment, perhaps.
I just remember the story about you stealing the truck and whatnot as a kid. Like,
wait, what I steal?
Like a little.
Oh, okay. You really scared me for a second.
Grand Theft Auto over here.
Right. It was a toy truck, all right? Yeah, you made it sound a lot worse. I remember the time you robbed Fort Knox. I'm like, oh.
Well, we see police coming in the exits, blocking it off. Oh, this is a sting.
Right. I stole a spoon off of my airplane.
Thank you so much.
You monster.
Hello.
Hi. So you guys have certainly worked together for a long time. You guys definitely know each other pretty well, right?
Kind of.
Maybe.
Can you guys give us your best impression of each other?
Saber, where's your Bronies React footage?
Oh, I haven't done it yet. Oh man, but it's in the works.
That's pretty good.
That was 3 months ago.
Oh, I'm going around again. Oh, no, I'm back. Nope, oh, I'm going around again.
Are you in a washing machine?
Oh, it's Paleo.
Oh.
But he's right.
Oh, his shark thing. I'm not good at impressions, so.
If only Gabe was up here.
Gabe was here.
Gabe can do a great you.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
I was waiting for him to
no.
do it on America's Got.
Race.
Oh, stop it.
So I will say this. Anybody ever watch The Boys? So Race here is Homelander in some regards, where Race does that really passive-aggressive, happy kind of criticizing.
Is this a good thing? I haven't seen the show.
Oh, it's great. Homelander's
Yeah,
a great guy.
if you've seen season 3, there's like a scene with Homelander and A-Train, where like Homelander's criticizing A-Train for
That's right,
getting
he's
for
like,
getting
"Look at
the
that food."
milkshake.
Yummers. No, Race, you're Homelander. We're talking about that, like our evil versions. Like you'd be Homelander, Hirasashi would be Gus Fring, and then Paleo, who does that for you?
I forgot who I said. I think I said I would be the Riddler from the Batman.
Okay.
I can see it.
I can see it too.
Yeah.
Adam Wester or
The new one that came out.
See,
Yeah.
Silver doesn't have an evil version of himself
He's too
because he
wholesome.
is the evil
I
version.
am the evil
yeah.
version.
Hello.
Hello. So I have a question. What has been your favorite one, Bronies React to do?
Favorite Bronies React to do?
The last one.
The one that he is yet to do.
I did I remember, I think it was like, what was the one where I had a black and white film, like LA Noir.
You were walking around as Pinkie Pie?
That was
that the one?
I think
that was my
so.
favorite one. That was the one where you were acting to Gen
It was
3.
G3.5.
I think so.
I think it was.
Yeah,
I was
Gen
supposed to do
3.
some continuity thing. It's been like 7-8 years, and I forgot
George
about it.
Martin.
I'll just show. I'll show back up. George forgot about me.
Favorite Bronies React?
Favorite Brony? I mean, I do like the Halloween ones, and the one that I dressed up as a shark.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. I liked doing a new generation. I mean, one, it's a movie, so we really do seem to put just a little bit more energy into the new thing because all our impressions are, well, fresh, new. It's a new cast. But also it was the one where I got to animate this cardboard Starship Enterprise flying through space.
That was so cool. I love.
Well, it was ridiculous to put together, and I just look at it as like, if they'll roll with it. But it was fun to put together and just to see it take form. And yes, I would feed my ego by turning on the live chat records and seeing what people said as it came up.
Yes.
I was a little worried at how few people knew what Star Trek was.
Remember, we're old now.
Yeah, next generation of Star Trek was 15
3
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20. Oh my God. I think I loved doing episode 100. I think I pulled some of my best stuff out of that one. So
And only got credit for half of it.
I only got credit for half. Thank you, Gabe.
Yeah, he jumped a shark with a motorcycle, and everyone's like, Black Griffin's awesome.
Yeah, pretty much. You know how hard it was to find an inflatable shark?
I don't.
Ask Paleo.
For me, I've said this, the most special one that I put together was the end of Generation 4. And in large part because of all the people that have been in past Bronies Reacts that agreed to come back and be part of that. And it was, like, some people I'd only worked with once and only interacted with so much. And for them, like, they hadn't been doing anything with the fandom for 4+ years. And to have them be like, yeah, I'd be happy to come back and talk about what My Little Pony meant to me. And I was like, this is cool. Like,
watching Henry react to Spike coming out as
Oh my
Chad
God.
Spike. Oh my God. It's like, swole.
But yeah, that was a very special one for me. So yeah, it was neat seeing everybody kind of come together for that one. So that'd be my answer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi. Okay. First of all, big fan.
Thank you.
And second of all, I've been watching you guys at Bronies React ever since the beginning, but I know Race, you're obsessed with Zootopia, but aren't you afraid that you watch Zootopia one too many times, it's gonna take over between you, Zootopia, and Bronies React?
But yeah, he watches Zootopia every day, dude.
I do.
If it hasn't taken over yet, it won't.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Zootopia tried to come between us, and I said
no.
Actually, I was going to say something that I can't say. This is so why not both? So yeah, no, it's. I
you
mean,
have you have 2 mistresses now on top of Toodles.
Hi, Sarah. She won't even wave at me now. But yes, no, I still do love my Zootopia. I still do love Bronies React. I still do love My Little Pony. And they all have room in my life. So we're good.
Except for in bed, when he's lying in
Oh my
bed
God.
and Toodles is there. And Toodles is thinking to herself, this is my husband and his giant Judy plush.
You sleep. Okay, yeah. Thank
Don't
you for
worry.
your question.
Thank you, guys.
It's bunk beds.
The poor AV crew's working overtime on the light switch, or there's just somebody leaning up against the light switch and like, oops, sorry. Hello.
It's Hasbro.
Hello. So, I have 2 questions.
Okay.
First one, could you tell us about some special or fun thing you experienced at any convention you've been to in all these many years that is fun or special for you personally?
God, so I'm going to choose Everfree for this one. I remember the first time I walked up to the doors of Everfree Northwest, and I was like I didn't know if anyone was going to know who I was. I was like, well, this will be interesting, a new experience. and the doors opened up, and someone immediately went, ACRacebest, and I was like, whoa, that's really cool. Not 5 minutes later, I had someone come up to me asking me to sign something, and I'm starting to sign it, and they go, Living Tombstone, I love your work.
You're not even Israeli.
And I'm just like, yeah, there you go. Like, well, do I finish signing my name, or I don't know what to do here. But that was goofy.
I mean, I had one of the worst moments of my life. No, worse. I'll make this fast. So, Bonnie Zackerley is like the creator of the entire franchise. And this was what, Equestria, like 2017 or something like that?
Yeah.
So, like, Race and myself and our group were leaving the opening ceremonies where we saw, like, Lauren Faust there. And Bonnie was there. And I was making this big old fuss about how I'm not going to make a fool of myself, you know? Because, like, the show creator is here and also the person who created the franchise. And I had this little plastic cup that I got from, like, a little water dispenser. And I was walking towards the elevator. I'm like, and I will not make a fool of myself. And I throw the cup on the ground for dramatic effect, thinking the cup would bounce, but instead it shattered into 1,000 pieces. Right when the elevator door is opening, and I see Bonnie's feet there, and she went, what the heck? And I couldn't even, like, look up at her. I just kept my head down, and I'm, like, gathering up all the plastic on all fours, and I'm like, I'm sorry, madame, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, wow, literally right out the gate, and I just made myself a fool in front of the creator of My Little Pony.
I think
Because that's just what I do.
It was not 5 minutes before that, I think, as the opening ceremonies were ending, and I think it was Casey who was like, let's make a good impression.
That's right. Yeah. And I threw the plastic cup, not knowing the elevator door would open, not knowing the cup would shatter, but sometimes life's funny that way.
Don't worry, a very similar thing happened like 3 months later at BabsCon with Lauren Faust in an elevator, so.
Say it involved a balloon.
All right, so I have two fond memories. First one's pretty short. Everfree Northwest, I think 2015. We're at the DoubleTree. I'm walking down the hallway, about to start the day. I pause for people approaching, and this line of Fire Team Harmony comes walking by, and all the Spartan armor, pastel colored, like only at a Brony convention. So that's my first story. Now, one of the funniest moments for me was at BronyCon 2017. Had a YouTuber panel, and they were asking questions, and someone asked, when will Josh Scorcher and I admit our true feelings for one another? So I stand up, my hand on my heart, my other hand outstretched to Josh. I walk towards him, and he throws a cup of water in my face. and I draw back, and I sit down, and I say to the audience, and you're going to want to have that light switch on standby, Josh made me wet. So
it's not coming back on. Oh, hey.
I guess he was thirsty.
And while the entire audience is cracking up, Josh is trying his best to hide under the table. One of the show staff comes by and says, "Family panel." It's like, sorry, but
the same show staff's working the AV lights right now too.
Here we go again.
That or Seattle.
I embarrassed, and I probably used my one get out of jail free card for BronyCon there.
I'm just blanking because there's like so many. I mean, I love doing like all the panels.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like something about specifically that was at a Brony convention. Because
Remember
like
that time you killed that guy?
Yeah.
What? we weren't supposed to talk about that.
That's why Tombstone's been gone these last few years.
You got one, Dusty?
Too many. I mean,
Yeah.
geez. I just walk in a room and stuff happens.
I remember when you broke Tetsuo's arm.
Yeah, that was funny. So basically, we're doing a charity arm wrestling thing at BabsCon, right? I made a regulation-sized arm wrestling table, the whole thing. We set it all up like it was WWE. I come out as Macho Cat Dusty Savage.
Heck yeah!
And Tetsuo comes out, and he's carrying Tara Strong to the stage.
All the pomp and circumstance.
Now, here's part of the story. Earlier that morning, he's in the gym working out. And I told him, it's like, don't do that, dude. You're going to strain yourself. And it's like, no, we'll be fine. It'll be great. It's like, okay, whatever. So sure enough, first time we go to pull, and I'm like, about here, and he wouldn't give up. And all of a sudden, his bicep snaps.
And you hear him go, oh!
And he goes, oh! And it's like, I'm like holding his arm because I don't know if I broke it, right?
It was the funniest thing.
My MC goes, what happened? Oh my God. It's like, no, he's really hurt.
He's actually
hurt. So
you went ice. Get me ice.
Whenever we walk by ice machines at conventions, we always quote you. We go, ice, I need ice.
And we thought it was part of the show. Everybody's like, yeah, dude, he did broke his
Yeah.
arm. Dustykatt's going to body slam him. And you're like, call the paramedic. It's a wrestler paramedic. Yeah.
Yeah, so he gets taken to the hospital.
When he was on
and-
life support, I'm like, this is a pretty good show.
We're in the middle of us. I don't know what I'm going to do. And all of a sudden, Tyler Snowflake, who knows Tyler Snowflake, right? He steps up like a champ and says, I'll take you on. And I had beat him the year before. And it was like, oh, all of a sudden, this comeback story. And it's like, oh, this is great. And it just made the whole thing, even though Tetsuo got hurt. And we're still friends to this day. He's a wonderful person.
So good. So good. Well, thank you for your question. We're going to have to zip through the line here because we want to answer. Basically, the line's closed, so we're going to lightning round these last few questions here. Hello.
Hello. I have like 50 questions.
Okay, perfect.
No, my one question for you guys is that we have had in your vlogs race, you've had Jimmy the Dolphin, and you've had Tim. Is there any other like mascots that you guys have like favorites of?
Mascots?
Yeah.
I
We
like
had
your
Tim. Yeah, I always love these references to the vlogs. Tim the Skeleton. We had Jimmy the Dolphin. I'm trying to think if we've had any others.
I can't think of any.
We need another.
We do.
We need to start bringing like puppets and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
But I'm going to think on that one because, now I'm like, but I don't know. I don't know if there was another. But thank you.
Double check. So,
Thank you for always the good questions. Christian, yeah. Hello.
Hi, I'm back. No, but like in all seriousness, like now that I've kind of settled into this panel, I have a much like better question. So, excluding Brony Palooza, what is like the best craziest PonyCon concert that you guys have attended before?
Fiesta Questa 2013.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
BronyCon, Secaucus, New Jersey. That basically we had to stop from jumping or the whole building would come down. Don't jump.
Excluding Brony Palooza, I said.
Excluding that one?
Yeah.
Ooh. Probably Gabe and Nate here last year. Yeah, that was good. Yep.
I would say Everfree Northwest 2013. That was the one that I've referenced where I came on stage with Ed and Jimmy. That was just an insane amount of musicians that at the time it was such a it was insane how many people were there.
The Last Supper when they were doing their panel.
Yeah, and it was 2 nights of just so much music. It was incredible. So they always do a good job with Pony Stock here at Everfree. So don't miss that this weekend.
Tonight.
For me, it was Equestria LA 2017. There we go. My friend Thespio, the Real Stonator, he had a set that he was doing in honor of his late mom. And he put his all into it.
I remember that. That was a great performance.
It was fantastic. So getting to see, it was his way of working through grief as well. So just getting to see put that passion and energy out there, it was a delight to see.
Yeah.
I can't think of a specific one because I don't really go to the concerts that often. Sometimes we'll just go with race and just like dance around or whatever.
Yeah.
But I can't think of anything specific.
We'll do some more of that.
Yeah.
We will. All right, thank you. All right, real quick, 3 people, let's go.
Hello, my name is Wolfie Star, and I come from Belgium.
Welcome. Woo.
International
I
track.
don't actually have a question. The only thing I have is presents for Race.
For me?
And Saberspark.
Oh, sweet. Stay like right over here. We'll come meet you real quick. Thank you for coming out from Belgium.
Hello.
Hi.
I have a question for you and, well, everyone in this panel.
Okay.
First, have you ever considered doing a Bronies React to Equestria Girls' Forgotten Friendship?
So it has been something that we've looked into. I say anything that's from the past, we haven't necessarily said that it won't happen. There's always a chance it might happen. It's just kind of dependent on our schedules and openings. And with G5 going on right now I'm not anticipating getting to it. But if there's a lull in action at some point, you never know. So always stay tuned. All right? Thank you for coming out, by the way.
And question for Dustykatt. Where did your OC get the alicorn amulet?
Where did I get it?
Yeah.
That's for me to know and you to find out.
Ooh. Good question there.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. All right, red card, bring us home.
So I actually, I don't have a question. Actually, I have two things. First, a message for Saberspark from Nora Mermaid, actually.
What does my adversary have to say?
She says you're a dork.
That's true. Okay.
And Dustykatt, for that little race in bed joke from earlier.
Uh-oh, here it comes. A yellow?
Only yellow? Oh, wait. No.
Oh, boy. Get in his face, Dusty. Get in his face. Yeah. Yeah, show him what's up. Oh, Dusty just broke the stage. That's a red card. Did you all have fun at Bronies React?
Oh, no, he got hurt.
Give the ref a red card. So, folks.
Boo this man. Boo him. Boo.
Boo. Thank you all so much for coming out. Red card for Dusty. Thank you to the AV staff. Again, everything was great up here. Thank you for all of you coming out here. And yeah, we have Who's Line tomorrow. Do not miss it. We also brought Cartoon Court back. And I think tomorrow morning we're doing riffing. We're doing some riffing. So we'll see you around the convention. Thank you for coming out to Everfree Northwest.